Keyboard focus mode. Keyboard focus mode allows you to use like a different set of shortcuts for different places on your screen. There's 3 places: the edit window, the groups window, and the clips window. And it can only be turned on in one place at a time. So if I go over here and here, and you can see keyboard focus mode is actually turned on right in here for this one right now. You can also turn it on for your clips up here, or you can turn it on for your groups. There's that right there. So you have different places where you can turn on your keyboard focus mode. Now, what I recommend doing, I'm going to turn this one back to blue. Yep, all right, there we go. So what I recommend doing with keyboard focus mode is I actually use it over here in my groups, because the editing window allows you to have, you've got your shortcuts already for the editing window, and that's all your command key shortcuts. What the Pro Tools, the keyboard focus mode, what it allows you to do is it allows you to use these different shortcuts for stuff. It's a little bit quicker, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you use one or the other. It's just this one here is a little bit faster for, you're just basically, it looks like you're typing on the keyboard. You're not using command to do stuff. So some people really like using this edit in the edit window focus mode. Personally, I'd rather use the focus mode for my groups. And the reason why is because when I set up my groups over here, I can now turn them on and off really easily using keyboard strokes while I'm editing stuff. So let's say that I've got my drums here. Let me go ahead and make these into a group. So I got these drums here. I just highlighted all of them, and I hit Command G, and it pulls it up and it says, okay, edit window, mix window, yes, that's fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my ID here. I'm going to set this for D for drums. Now this part's really important that you set this correctly, because if you don't set this correctly, it doesn't, like, you're not going to be able to use your keyboard focus mode very easily. So I got this here. Now, it just made a new group. Oops, let me rename that. Modify drums. There we go. So now I can turn these on and off, these groups on and off, by just hitting that first key right there, D for drums or V for vocals. And I can easily do that right there. So this is why I use this, because if I want to edit like all my drums as a whole, I just hit the D key and I can edit everything, and it just moves all my track faders at the same time. But if I just want to edit one thing, I can just hit the D for drums and I can turn it off, and now I can easily just do this and move these things around and then hit that back on, and now I can move them as a whole. So it's I really recommend using the groups, using the keyboard focus mode in your groups. This is a trick that some friends showed me a few years ago that I was like, oh wow, that makes a lot of sense. I never really used keyboard focus mode before. I would just always actually kind of like deactivate my groups using Command Shift G. But this way works a little bit easier because it enables me to have some groups turned on and other groups like off. So it does work easier overall. And that's basically it for this. I mean, it just kind of, the notes just kind of talk about this right here. Use your group ID to enable, disable the groups. Hit these letters to turn the groups on, off. This is Tony's recommended usage of keyboard focus mode right here. Yep, just use it right here on these. So that's that with the keyboard focus mode. If you want to use it in here, it is a great feature. Yep. If you want to use it in Pro Tools, the main edit window, you just have to learn what your shortcuts are. So I can highlight this, for example, and like C for what is it? I forget what it is. I don't know. Oops. C for cut. No, hold on. I actually don't ever use these. So C for copy. Yep. So I can copy that and I can paste it over here. And it does make it a little bit easier, but I can also just copy and paste using my command key, which is also very easy. So it's up to you how you want to use it. I'm not going to like try to influence you one way or the other so much, aside from what I've just told you. Like if you're using it one way and I see you using it one way, that's fine. Like I don't care at the end of the day. Cool.